State and national journalism associations are speaking out tonight in defense of Georgia's journalist. Representative Andy Welch introduced a bill to regulate the media. It didn't go anywhere, but it could be brought up in the next legislative session. New tonight, CBS 46's Brittany Edney shows us the swift response.
Media professionals I spoke with aren't worried about this necessarily becoming a law here in Georgia because they believe the bill is at odds with protected speech covered by the First Amendment. But they're ready to challenge it if it goes further. Showing you what's happening
before winds through their entire house here.
Pushing for answers.
Ma'am, can I ask who you are? Why are you closed?
Getting results.
Air Methods removed the balance owed for 2 of our 3 survivors.
We will make sure that happens.
That's what journalists do. How we do it in Georgia is under scrutiny.
I feel like I ought to be able to know that members of the press hold themselves, you all hold yourselves to a very high standard of producing news for public discourse.
Representative Andy Welch proposes creating a journalism ethics board, which would come up with a set of standards.
There's no question here that it is an unconstitutional restriction on the freedom of the press.
Attorney Ian Burnside, a partner at Baker Hostetler, says it's important to remember the First Amendment also protects the public's right to receive important information.
So no matter how benevolent someone may try to make this type of legislation sound, I think the public needs to be deeply concerned anytime elected officials try to place limits on how or what the media reports.
The bill would also force any media outlet to hand over full versions of interviews free to anyone featured in a story or be sued. Bob Houghton with the Georgia Association of Broadcasters says the whole idea is absurd.
So you start with an unconstitutional situation and then take how in the world are you going to police and take care of something like this, not to mention the cost and the expense of it. It's got problems from so many different aspects that I just don't see it gaining traction.
RTDNA defends First Amendment rights of electronic journalists nationwide. Executive Director Dan Shelley explains journalists exist to serve the public and are already regulated by the Court of Public Opinion.
If people think we're not fair, objective, balanced, and reporting the best obtainable version of the truth, they can switch the channel. They can go to another source of information. Government regulation of journalism is unconstitutional, unnecessary, and is a broad overstep.
We want you to look at this information for yourself online and on our CBS 46 News app. You'll be able to view the bill in its entirety, plus additional interviews, statements, and RTDNA's Code of Ethics. Brittany Edney, CBS 46 News.